Shalom, shalom, Josh, shalom, Atara, shalom, whoever is watching. I thought it would be easier and save us some time before we meet if I make that just in video introduction and I say what I can say, what I have to say about the Hebrew Hub, about what the Hebrew Hub has to offer. It's like a video introduction, video acquaintance before we meet. And for the meeting, I'll start from the meeting. For the meeting, I had a suggestion. I have created this thing. No, not this, but this thing for us. It is a poll, yeah, for those who. So here's how we can easily find the time that suits for us. This is time zone enabled. If you don't see, I see my time zone. If you don't see yours, you can click change, and then here is my name. You write your name, and here I click all the times I am available, like with I can, or not available, or maybe with the yellow. And once I am done, so each of those who want to meet, you can go ahead, mark all the times and click save. Remember to click save, otherwise it will. Okay, so I do want to be notified. Back to the poll. So here, that's how it looks on my side, and when you vote, there will be more times added. And there's also a place for comments, which is important. So like for me, basically I can do sometimes earlier. Sometimes basically if I stretch myself, I can do later. So I maybe will add it in the comment, because for me it will be like 11 p.m. But if necessary, I can do that as well. So you can go ahead and do that. And now a little bit about the Hebrew Hub itself, the school itself, and what I can offer. Basically, just speaking freely, the Hebrew Hub is my online school for teaching Hebrew for adult learners, mostly living in the US, or like anyone who speaks English. Because in the initial stages, if we explain something, we may explain in English. So we exist for 6 years, more or less 6 years, I think. Now 2024, yeah, I bet. And we have courses for everyone now, for all levels. And what I can offer also to uh, create any course that you need, um, any course that according to the needs of your community. So for example, which means that it will be like dedicated and closed for your members only, for your members of community, for those who are taking this course. And I'll be providing materials and a teacher to teach the people from your community. Now, it's if we have people who already know some Hebrew. I have courses for those who know something, and I have courses for complete beginners. For complete beginners, I'll show you in a second. I have, the way it works is like this. I have my materials is like my own, this is textbook online that is there, and I suggest that if we have a group, for example, it makes sense to have a group of 6 students at least, because it's all designed for group lessons. And it's like learning online is similar to learning in a classroom, but a little bit different. So in a classroom, we have textbooks, and as a physical book, and students come to the classroom at a certain place in a certain time. Now, online, of course, we do not have a physical classroom, but we meet in Zoom. And for textbook, we don't have physical textbook, but we have the materials online, which I can show you here. I'll show you for beginners, and I will show you for intermediate learners, and I will add one unique thing that exists for the Hebrew Hub as an online school that usually does not exist in offline schools. So here's our textbook, so-called textbook. Okay, I have several courses for this. Is for like people who don't know the alphabet even. It depends if you have a group, if you have enough people who don't know the alphabet but are interested to start from scratch, definitely we can go with it. And the materials look, it looks like, let me move the screen a little bit. So here is the title, here are the materials. It's like, think of it as a book. It's a learning book with chapters. Yes, in this chapter we have contents like this, and exercises, and explanatory video, and some print screens. Here I am teaching ABC, Aleph Bet, and for students who are more advanced, then we have this HCC Hebrew Crash Course. Also, I'm showing you the textbook now, okay? So we have material, some reading texts. It's for beginners, yes. And if I move it a little bit here, you can see that we have vocalization marks for beginners, always audios. A lot of, it's like now we're looking at the textbook. Now, after this, having this textbook, after giving an like students are given an assignment to go over some piece of material, and basically after, this week we are learning unit 1. After going, I do like it very, very much when the students first do some work on their own, then the students are more interested in the lesson itself. And then normally students come to a lesson, to a Zoom lesson with a teacher that makes sure that they did the homework, that they know the material, it repeats, reviews with them, and practices what they've been studying with them. That's how usually the Hebrew Hub works. So I am it's geared towards people who are willing to do some study on their own between the lessons. If the situation is different, I can repurpose things, I can change everything, but basically as a teacher, I see a lot of value when working with motivated grown-up students, when they do work on their own between the lessons. And to make it easier for them to stay accountable, to stay dedicated to their Hebrew studies, because learning a language, it takes some discipline, and just going here and here and going over them just on your own is possible, but I can make it easier. To make it easier, I create chats. I create group chats for my learners, where the teacher that will teach the lesson afterwards, before that, she's sending the materials. Actually, these are the same materials that we've seen before, but it's like sent to the chat. For example, here is what we do in unit 1, and here is what I want you. Here is the text. Please, here you can ask questions. Please send your audios or send assignments. It may be different. So the purpose of this, the purpose of this thing I'm showing you is to study between the Zoom lessons, because Hebrew is a passion for my learners. That these are the students I'm working with, and usually it's great. Students love meeting each other, like texting to each other online, and feeling themselves a community. The Hebrew Hub lessons are very much community lessons. It's important. The interaction between students is important. Good atmosphere is important, and the feeling that we're doing something that's connected to our heritage, to Israel, to our families in Israel, and we are doing it together. I would say actually for years the word connection has been an important headline for the Hebrew Hub, because this is what the Hebrew Hub basically brings to the students. Besides, like, it's not academical knowledge of Hebrew only. It is knowledge of Hebrew, of course, and the purpose is the speaking and acquiring modern Hebrew, definitely yes, but when you go deeper, it's all about connection. That's why the community element in my courses is very strong. And let me show now, that was some sneak peek into the beginner materials. Also, I have for those who know Hebrew already and speak it a little bit or speak it fluently to a certain extent, I have this course talking about like culture, language and culture immersion. This is one of the courses I like most that we have in the Hebrew Hub. This course is called Get Ready to Travel to Israel, and it lasts for 8 weeks, and each week is dedicated to a city. So in terms of materials, we have like a video, and then we have some assignments, a video about Israel. So for those who are just beginning, we have like these little stickers to follow along. Of course, we also have we'll have some beautiful videos that we've made. It's our videos and the text for those that I'm showing how to enable the closed captions, and the closed captions are in Hebrew and in English for those if someone does not know enough Hebrew to understand it. Then we also have captions in English, so in terms of cultural immersion it works for intermediate level as well. But the lesson itself, after going over the materials, now I'm showing you the materials again. It's like a textbook. For these were the study materials for Jerusalem. So we have video and text and assignments to this video. Here we are looking at the fill in the blanks text, for example, and we have some interesting games. And then we have another in this course. It's interesting. Besides the text and the about the city and the games, I also have an additional bonus video that we watch on day 5. Day 5. All these days are relate to the days before the lesson takes place, because as I told you, we work as a community together in the chat before the lesson, and then we come to the lesson to speak about it. Now here, second video. Each week we have a second video, a bonus video where I actually filmed. I was just at some conference and I caught some Israelis there and I filmed them asking the questions about their cities. Yeah. So maybe not the best picture of mine, but yeah, but it's interesting. And of course everything has texts. If someone is not certain what they hear, you don't have to rely on hearing only. You have the texts as well. Here it's like fill in the blanks, but you also have the full text and vocabulary flashcards. So a lot of support in between the lessons, so the students do not only come to the lesson and then they are like on their own. A lot of support in between. What else? So this was example. So yeah, so basically this is it. These were examples for beginners. What I can, a course that I give for beginners, a course can give for intermediate students. Also have courses for advanced students, but I can work. I can find any modality that I can create with the materials and the trained teachers I have right now. I can create any modality that suits you. But now it was like a showcase of what we have currently and what I can just copy paste from what the Hebrew Hub has currently. And after that, and then you take it from there, and I can do whatever you want me to do for your passionate and engaged community willing to learn Hebrew, to stay connected with the language, with the heritage, with the country. Okay, this is it. I hope it was useful. I mean, I hope that maybe it's gonna save us some time in the future, so when we meet you can come and ask just questions. Okay, להתראות.